Zoolander blue steel look for one of them. It's quite something.
Does he pout?
Oh, yeah.
Is it one of those where the camera's there and he just acts like it's not there, and then he just turns and pouts and points?
140.
He knows how to work the camera, Joe Cullen.
Are you trying to say that Joe Cullen's got to change his nickname to Zoolander?
96.
Oh.
No,
Sticking with the rock star for now.
Absolutely. Rock star it is.
Kim Huybrechts managed to stamp on the dreams of a 16-year-old child last night as he saw off Rusty Jake Rodriguez. Cullen. Tops.
34.
Huybrechts will have a look at the 1-2-6.
Pros like this finish because they use treble 19 a lot, but he won't like that one because he can't get rid of the finish now.
86. 40.
Got to rely on misses from Cullen, the number 10 seed. Double 10.
20.
And that's uncharacteristic, I will say. He's been polishing those off with ease lately. Just like that, and Kim Huybrechts takes advantage.
Yeah, he does take advantage of those 4 missed darts at double from Joe Cullen. And Huybrechts, the Belgian, sole Belgian representative left in the tournament following the exit of his brother Ronnie late last night to Mensur Suljovic in a game which was just bossed by the gentle. Delighting the crowd here. I would imagine it'll be similarly noisy. It's just got a bit of a lull, the crowd at the minute for this one.
57.
The atmosphere last night for the game between Ronnie Huybrechts and King Suljovic, as you can only be pronounced this weekend, was
31.
like nothing I've seen before. It was so partisan. It wasn't even fair.
It just felt like they all knew what was going to happen in the game. Mensur was going to go up there, be Mensur, win it, and all they could just have a big party to celebrate him while it was going on as Joe Cullen comes to the party with a 180. Bullseye for a 10-darter. Why not, Joe? Why not?
One of these days, someone's going to do it. Seen Phil Taylor do it against Gary Mawson once for a 10-0 victory. Double 16. And he polishes the job off in 11. That'll do.
Good response from Joe Cullen, having missed all those darts in the first leg to hold his throw. Breaks back immediately for a level game. Have met a number of times, these two. Kim Huybrechts edges the head-to-head meetings 4-2. They've met a couple of times this year, met at the UK Open. Kim going through to the quarterfinals with a fantastic last leg victory, 10-9 in Minehead. Met very recently in Milton Keynes. That was a last leg decider as well. Kim Huybrechts winning that one. Beat him in a last leg decider on the European Tour back end of last year, the International Darts Open. So the last 3 games they've had have all been last leg deciders, all won by the Belgian.
Well, just to put it in perspective as well, the last game that we covered, Kim Villianen versus Chris Dobie, they played 9 games in total in this championship, including qualifiers. These two have played a grand total of 2. That's the advantage of being a seed. And the whole thing about ranking money is now out the window. They've got to this stage, they've won a match. Everything they get from now on is ranked.
145.
Could happen. Not going to, though. So Joe Cullen to go into the lead for the first time. He's left himself double 18. Does like this double. That's why. 11 darter to break, 13 darter to hold, and Joe Cullen looking smooth
as ever. And after being on the canvas, really, after the first leg,
59.
He's got up and started swinging.
He does quite like this tournament, Joe Cullen. The first iteration of it. The very first European tour back in 2012. Won by Justin Pipe, of course. Joe Cullen made the quarterfinals that year. He made the quarterfinals the following year as well. And beat Kim Huybrechts along the way. So he does have a decent record. And that is a second maximum for Joe Cullen. Has made a Euro Tour semi-final, of course, Joe Cullen as well. So,
130.
but he's a better player now than he was back then.
Well, the averages state that, don't they? His first 9, 131.
Yeah.
I mentioned yesterday that his practice regime is solely on scoring.
Yeah.
On treble 20s. And I think it's paying off.
Looks to be, doesn't it? Not bad from Kim Huybrechts, but it could be another 11 darter here. Double 14. Fantastic stuff from Joe Cullen. In the first leg, he missed 4 darts for it. Should have won that leg. Since then, he's gone 11, 13, 11. World-class stuff from the Yorkshireman.
Oh, with darts like this,
96.
he's going to trouble anybody in this tournament, including the world #1.
Well, this is the standout performance of the weekend so far. We're only 4 legs into it, of course, but Joe Cullen could easily be 4-0 up here. He'll feel he should have been.
One person who wants to pay attention is Kim Viljonen,
57.
because he's going to play the winner of this. And you just get the feeling if someone's going to take out Viljonen, they're going to have to put in this kind of performance and just stamp their authority on him, because he's not phased.
Kim Viljonen in the last 2 games, he's gone 2-0 down in both of them, and then come back and won. Once against the world #3, and then we've just seen him take out Chris Dobie. And that is another maximum from Joe Cullen. 3 in total for him. It's not got him down to a finish. 168's a bogey number. Huybrechts still in charge to an extent in this game. Certainly is now.
What is Joe going to leave? It's going to be double 14 again. Something that hit in the last leg. 84 is under huge pressure now. 2 darts at double 12. Only needs 1. What a game this is.
It really is, isn't it? Joe Cullen sat on 28 for a 4-0 lead. Did not get a shot at it. It's Kim Huybrechts. Deadly stuff.
Game on.
There's one of the looks from Cullen. He finds the camera and he gives us the eyebrow.
80.
The Cullen eyebrow.
If you're not quite on the Joe Cullen fan bus yet, A, where have you been? And B, go and watch him against Corey Cadby at the World Championship in what was one of the most entertaining games you've seen on telly in a long, long while. He had the air of a man who just could not be bothered to put up with Cadby's antics. And he played some fantastic darts. Not quite this standard, it has to be said.
And don't tell me that the Ashes doesn't exist in darts, because it does.
59.
He took great pleasure, Joe Cullen. Everybody was talking about Corey Cadby. And he said this, he said, people keep talking about this lad. I know he's World Youth Champion. He's played some great games. He beat Phil Taylor on the telly in the World Series. But hang about. I've been playing some really good... all they've done is talk about him. Nobody was talking about me. And he took great delight in just illustrating
80.
who was the top dog that night at Ali Pali.
22.
It was disappointing that Joe wasn't able to follow it up in the next round. But he seems to be getting to a point now where he's putting good performance after good performance after good. And this is a great performance, by the way, not a good performance. He is averaging in the 100 teens.
He can do this, though. He's done it against Barneveld before in a European Tour event. Double 8. For another clean kill. Oh, yes. And the quality, it continues. It's like a never-ending box of jelly sweets. It's just a fantastic thing.
Well, look, there's only been 1 hold of throw in this, because these guys keep chucking 12 and 11 and 13 darters at each other. Look at this. 3 11 darters, a 13 darter. Sorry, we haven't had a 12. Just the 3 11s. I mean, it's been very, very good.
I think it's important to say as well that these guys, in the practice that they do and the games that they've excelled in,
140.
we can talk about career-defining games. Obviously, Kim Huybrechts against Van Gerwen at the Grand Slam, and potentially Gurney for Cullen in his final earlier this year when he won a Pro Tour. They're comfortable being at that high 100 level, and staying there and being in that zone bubble where they're hitting everything.
Yeah, And it's being able to sustain that for entire games and indeed entire tournaments. And Joe Cullen managed to do that earlier on this year when he won his first PDC title.
140.
Had to survive a dart for the match. Darryl Gurney in that final. Well,
There's the one.
121.
Lovely setup in the end from Joe Cullen. Huybrechts. Treble 18 tops. Is that the route? No, he's gone the more standard way, but doesn't get the treble he needs.
He likes double 16, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
So it's
58.
number 3 in the order of the combo. Double top for Joe to go one away.
Short to the 7th lane.
How comfortable does he look?
They've linked into throw first.
Well, that's a player would feel really nervous thinking this is going to be a big deal. He's used to this now.
Yeah.
He is used to big time darts, and he belongs
60.
in that top 10 seed rankings.
Yeah, and then he's another player that is on the up, Joe Cullen. He is averaging 110.
96.
Look at this. This is the sort of performance that the player... Look, you'll know, when you're in the practice room on a final day of a tournament like this, as Kim Huybrechts hits his first 180, 5 in the game, the previous 4 all for Joe Cullen. When somebody goes up there and averages 110, does everybody in the practice room, they might pretend they're not paying attention, but they go, oh, hang on, Joe's playing well. I could have a problem here. If you maybe got the next round and you could meet in the game after, do you think, I'm in a spot of bother here if he carries on doing that?
Potentially, yes, but one of the things that I would always say to myself is if someone is averaging that high on that stage, the conditions must be conducive to high averages. So that makes me feel, right, okay, he can do it, I can't.
Oh, there you go. There's a little insight into the mindset of a top sportsman there. I've been too busy bricking it, but Paul Nicholson seeing it as an opportunity. Opportunity here for Huybrechts. Another 15, or leave double 16. Not the route he originally planned, but good enough. 5-3, but he needs 3 more legs on the spin. Otherwise, Huybrechts will be dumped out of the tournament in the last 16 stage.
100.
You think about certain arenas and the atmospheres that they have. There are examples throughout the darting world of great performances constantly in those arenas. Think about Aberdeen Premier League.
Yeah.
9 darter heaven.
The GE Oil and Gas Arena, home of the world record average.
Exactly. Another example.
Well, Sindelfingen is at the Glass Palace. You've seen him incredible. So you mentioned that game against Raymond van Barneveld that Joe Cullen had. He defied an average of about 112 from Barney to beat him. That came
83.
within 24 hours of Michael van Gerwen being beaten by Mensur Suljovic, despite the fact that van Gerwen averaged 113. And that is a 171 from Joe Cullen. It leaves him 135 for the match. He is still averaging round about the 110 mark. And Kim Huybrechts, he's played some solid stuff. But he's not missed a dart at a double, Kim Huybrechts. But this has been irresistible from Joe Cullen. He missed 4 darts in the very first leg of this game. He has only missed 2 more darts at double since then. It has been stunning from the Yorkshireman, and double top will seal the deal.
This has been hotter than an Emily Ratajkowski photo shoot, and it's all over. Joe Cullen take a bow. What a performance.